Hi everyone, CFL Park Hopper here at Universal Orlando. And today I'm here to share with you my top 10 favorite rides here at Universal Orlando Resort. So we're going to go back and forth between the Studios Park and the Islands of Adventure, and I'm going to show you each ride and talk about it. I cannot film on rides here, they don't allow that, and I'm going to abide by their rules. But I will talk about them, give them a description so that you'll best know how to plan your trip if these things interest you. Let's get started. All right, everyone, so we're inside Universal Studios. We're inside the Simpsons land looking at Krusty Land, the Simpsons Ride. And this is ride 10, counting down to ride 1. And this is a simulator. So you're going to get into a ride vehicle. You're going to be looking at a screen, and that ride vehicle is going to be moving around, looking at the screen. And it's all about the Simpsons coming to a theme park called Krusty Land. And there are so many great pun jokes in here. If you're a big fan of the Simpsons, it's hilarious. And honestly, I think the more times you ride it, the more jokes you catch. But again, this is a simulator, so I know some people do get motion sick, so be aware of that. If those kind of rides bother you, this may not be for you. But I absolutely love it. So this is ride 10. Now we're going to head over to Islands of Adventure to check out ride 9. All right, so we're here in Toon Lagoon at Islands of Adventure, and our next few rides are going to be here on the Islands of Adventure side of Universal Orlando. And we're looking at Popeye's Bill Dretch Barges. And I love this ride. It's a water ride and you will get soaked. So I only tend to ride it when it's extremely hot out. But it's one of those round raft rides, as you can see here. And you will absolutely get soaked on this thing. So I'm not going to ride it today because it is January, even though it's a nice warm day in January. But I definitely do this all the time in the summer. And I suggest if you want to do the water rides here in Toon Lagoon, this one and Dudley do. So you may want to bring an extra change of clothes, or if you're staying at a resort hotel, this may be like something you want to do before you go back to your hotel and then can change out of those clothes. So when it's really hot in the summer, you know, it's easier to walk around wet. You dry pretty quick, but just keep in mind, but they're fun rides. So I'm heading towards Jurassic Park for ride number 8. Okay, so we made it over to Jurassic Park, and ride number 8 is their river adventure. It is a giant river raft that you ride in through the land of the dinosaurs, and you get to see several dinosaurs on your trip before making an 80-degree plunge down the hill and getting soaking wet. So I'm going to show you where the boats come out of the 80-degree plunge, because that's the only part of the ride we can see. Okay, so here's the giant ride building, and the ride comes right out of here, all the way from the top on down. But it's a lot of fun. You will get wet. Woo! Big splash. But it's totally a fun ride. So check out Jurassic Park's River Adventure here at Islands of Adventure. We're now going to head back to Marvel Superhero Island for ride 7. Alright, so ride number 7 brings us here to the Amazing Adventures of SpiderMan. And I've loved this ride ever since this park opened in 1999. It's always been one of my favorites. It's a 3D video simulator and real ride track adventure. So you ride in a moving ride vehicle that moves all throughout the ride. You see a lot of screens in 3D as well as real props. And then it simulates a lot of things with the ride vehicle being able to move, like drops, spins, and other stuff. So it's a really cool ride, but keep in mind if you get motion sick on these type of things, virtual reality rides, 3D rides, stuff like that, simulators, you may have a little bit of a problem, but I absolutely love it. All right, the next few sets of rides are going to take us back over to the Universal Studios side of the park, so let's go. All right, so ride number 6 brings us here to the Mummy over on the Universal Studios side of the park. And I like the Mummy. It's an indoor roller coaster. It has some fast moments, and then it has just some like slow going through scenery movements. So it's kind of like an in-the-middle roller coaster. It's a good starter roller coaster for sure. It's not completely pitch black in there. There is stuff to see throughout the ride. However, I'm not... All right, so ride number 5 brings us over here to Men in Black Alien Attack. This is in Universal Studios still. This is all the way at the back of the park. And this is one of my favorite rides because I love the competitiveness of it. You have to, it's a shooting game. You're riding in a ride vehicle, kind of through like a dark ride where there's aliens everywhere, and you have little laser guns in your ride vehicle that you get to shoot at the aliens and you get points, and you could possibly unlock the suit to become one of the Men in Black members. So I really like this game a lot. It's a lot of fun and it's a good ride. So this is ride number 5 for me. Okay, ride number 4 brings us here under the little London Archway into Diagon Alley here at Universal Studios. And ride number 4 is the Gringotts Bank ride, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. It is a dark ride slash roller coaster. It does have some fast twists and turns, but it stops a lot as well, and then you watch screens. It is in 3D, so it's got a little bit of a virtual element, a little bit of a roller coaster element. Overall, it's just a great ride, great storytelling. I'm a big fan of the Harry Potter ride, movies and books and stuff, so the ride, I think, depicts a lot of what happens in episode 7 when they're escaping from the bank. So it's a really cool ride. The queue is also really awesome to go through the queue. So I really enjoy it. Now we're gonna head over to Islands of Adventure for ride number 3. All right, guys, so ride number 3 brings us over here to the front of Islands of Adventure to see the Hulk coaster. I love this coaster because you shoot out here. It's a shootout into a corkscrew, down the hill. Let me keep walking forward so you can see. And then it does one of these neat inverted things. It does one of these neat inverted things and into the huge loop. And then it kind of winds back behind it and does some more fun. Let's check it out. So here it goes. Down the hill. Up. Woohoo, upside down. Flip again. Down the hill and into the loop. And then it's gonna wind back behind it into the back of the park and does a couple more inversions back there. This is my top 3. I am an adrenaline junkie. I like high speed thrill. So that's why it's down to the top 3. And check out across the water. The brand new Jurassic Coaster is coming up. That's that giant coaster right there. And it goes across the water. Can you see the track in there? So that's gonna open this summer. And you know what? Looking at this may take over. Just to give it away, they are gonna be roller coasters. Once this one opens in the summer, we may have to come back here and recount. I may have to adjust something, but let's go over and see ride number 2. All right, so ride number 2 brings us to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Hogsmeade, which is on the Islands of Adventure side. And this is Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. And I know some of you are gonna gasp and say, this isn't ride number 1, because for most people, this is their favorite. And I'll guarantee it's an awesome ride. But it's just not my favorite. I have one that just is special to my heart, and it's gonna upset a lot of you because a lot of people don't like the ride that I like as number 1. But I do like Hagrid's a lot. And just as a tip, when it is very busy here at Universal, this ride is virtual line only, and it does fill up very fast. So if you're coming on busy days, which are typically weekends, Saturdays and Sundays for sure, and anytime it's a holiday break or summertime, you're gonna wanna try to be here early in the morning when the park opens to get right on this, or to grab a virtual queue right when the park opens. Because after that, it's just really awesome, sometimes impossible to get one. But on a slower day, like today's a slower day, the line is a 60-minute wait. So if you come on weekdays during the school year, and occasionally on weekends, like today's a Sunday in January, it's not very busy, it'll just have a regular line. So today's a regular line day where you can just jump in line. So I'm gonna walk behind where the ride exits, because then we can see some of it. You can see the motorcycles going by us, but you'll see it better in a second. There they go. You can choose to either ride on the motorbike or in the sidecar. I usually always will pick the motorbike. It's a little bit more thrilling. But this ride is pretty family friendly, so it's a pretty easy coaster if you're just getting used to roller coasters. It does go backwards at times, and there are a couple really neat things that happen inside that are, let them be surprises if you do ride it, because they're just really neat and unexpected. So that's Hagrid's Magical Motorbike. And now let's head to ride number 1. All right, guys, we made it to ride number 1. If you didn't guess it yet, it is the Rip Ride Rocket here at the Universal Studios side of the park. And I know this is not going to be the fan favorite. A lot of people don't like this ride. They find it pretty rickety. I don't know, I just like it a lot. You can pick your own music track to listen to in your ride vehicle as you're on the ride. I like all the flips. I like that it's a lap bar and not an over the shoulder restraint. It's a little more freeing. It is jerky, I'll admit it, but I don't know, it's my favorite. It holds a special place in my heart. I really enjoy it. So this is my number 1. If you get a chance to come and try it, let me know what you think in the comments. Well, everyone, I had an awesome time today taking you with me, showing you my top 10 rides here at Universal Orlando. Hopefully you got some good ideas for your trip as to what the rides are like. Again, I can't film on everything, so I tried to give you as much detail as possible, but hopefully this gives you a good idea of what they have here and planning your trip, and maybe some of these rides are in your top 10. If you liked today's video, hit like and subscribe down below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell for a new video, which is usually once a week. Thanks for watching.